Good day to you, sir.
Happy First Contact Day.
Happy First Contact Day. So today on the Paint Nerds, we've come to the conclusion that we need to talk about a pretty important concept for like dioramas and just general get your creativity flowing.
Yeah. It's kind of sometimes considered one of the hardest things to do, especially if you're buying like an expensive model.
Yeah.
Like the hardest thing to make yourself do, and that's what's called kit bashing.
Kit bashing, for those of you who aren't like
Who don't understand context clues.
well, I mean, there's a lot of people who they buy the model kits and like you start introducing concepts like kit bashing, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Kit bashing is where you can take a model from something wholly else or from the same, model group, and then what you do is you actually tear it apart and use it to make something wholly else.
For example, Sid from Toy Story 1. The little psychopath neighbor, yeah.
That would be a good one. So there's a lot of different ways to do kit bashing. One of the ones that I found is always useful is going to like those cheap toy sections in like dollar stores and stuff like that. And you can buy ships and planes and all this other cool stuff. And if you have a decent Sawzall and enough glue and some putty, you can take all that and make a literal flying ship.
Yeah.
And then you just have to use painting techniques to give it that extra, punch.
And it's not something that is like just limited to gamers or model builders. On a larger scale, that is literally how they made the entire G.I. Joe toy line from the 80s.
Pretty much.
They would all go into a room of parts and just throw things together. All of the Star Wars aliens are combined by, or from the prequels anyway, were combined by George Lucas going into the monster room and saying, I like that nose, I like those ears, I like those eyebrows, throw them together, let's see what we got.
That is kit bashing old school. Mm-hmm. And another thing that's really great is cosplay. Mm-hmm. You can, like, if you're playing a mech that had, like, Voltron,
Yep.
that has a bunch of different parts, you can actually, get those big plastic planes and... Mm-hmm. Or if you're just trying to make some robotic armor,
Yep.
you can do the same thing. You just take you get those big plastic planes and ships and spaceships and whatnot, and you just kind of cut them to fit where you need them, give them the right paint job, and you're solid. Heat guns are your friend in kit bashing.
Heat guns, two-part epoxy.
Yes, lots of two-part epoxy.
Yes.
Let's see. Actually, there's also another way is UV curing resin.
Yep. See our previous episode on that.
Yep, UV curing resin can do the same thing, and it gap fills, which is nice. That is always a bonus.
Yeah. Bondo is a good one.
Yup. Liquid fiberglass with the fiberglass
The
stripping.
sheet that goes over it. Yep. All of these can be picked up in like your local big box hardware stores. You don't need to special order them. Don't give Big Daddy Bezos any more of your hard-earned monies.
Sometimes it's cheaper. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's cheaper to go online.
Oh, I know.
And if you're on a budget and you really just need it, you don't want to spend that extra $5 for them to carry it in the store.
And the gas to get there.
Mm-hmm.
There's things to consider. Yeah, it's not a special order piece that you need to go find.
No.
It's literally just
the best part about kit bashing, and that's the one thing I love about it, is you don't need to special order a particular model kit unless you absolutely need a piece from that kit. Sometimes you can just hit it up in Blender or some 3D CAD program and just make the basic piece and then use some modeling files to score your lines. I mean, I've done it. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to kit bashing that a lot of people don't really want to. It's almost like I don't want to, and it's like, but why though?
Yeah.
And
it's hard, like especially with your more expensive model sets like Warhammer.
Oh Jesus!
Before
no.
they came out with the different Blood Bowl, as many different Blood Bowl teams, I was very tempted to buy a skink box and a Saurus box and make those my Blood Bowl team, but I was like, I can't justify buying that many pieces to cut them apart.
I feel you there.
Yeah, but
Warhammer's just expensive.
yeah,
I mean, it's worth it if you're
it's
if you're
good
really
quality.
into the game.
They have
They're
a huge
detailed.
attention to detail. It's a good company, a very responsible company, but you pay for all that.
Yeah, but I mean, and when he says they're detailed, I mean they are insanely
Mm-hmm.
detailed. Like, it's just mind-boggling how they can get a miniature that stands like this big, and that's about 2 inches at its highest, and
To the point where you can make out the rivets
Yeah.
on the armor.
yeah, it's just I think that's why I love painting them, is because of the challenge of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another thing about kit bashing that's fun is, you know, like, and this is gonna bring you some nostalgia. Remember the scene where the Transformers Ark landed in the mountain, and there's a guy who literally just kit bashed and made the Ark.
Nice.
And he made it in the part you could see, which is the aft engine assembly, and he glued it into this mountainside that he had made, and he had made it to scale to the, you know,
Oh God,
yeah,
that's like the size of a building.
yeah,
Why? I mean, impressed, but why though?
realism, I guess.
I guess like
Because he had the smoke coming off of
'cause-
the
because
engine.
nobody told him no. I mean,
And for all of you watching this video, kit bashing is essentially using your imagination in ways that most people can't use their imagination. It's literally just, oh, that piece. Like when you kit bash. Like one of the ways that I tell people to kit bash is you go into the store and you're not looking at the product you're buying. You're just looking at the parts you need. And if there's a car that has a body type that you need, but you only need the back end, and you can spend $1.25 on that thing because it's cheap plastic, spend $1.25 because you're going to be cutting it anyway.
right.
It's not a great loss. It really isn't. And the best part is the rest of that plastic can be cut up and used for other things, like the hood. The roof of the car could be a panel for another project.
Yeah.
The scoop on the hood could be, a vent on a ship for another project. So just because you buy that, $1.25, $3 car that sits about this big and is about that wide, and you're only using the back end of it for right now, save that piece, because you never know, oh, well, I need this scoop piece to, be a vent on the back of this other project. You never know what you're going to be using and when. There was a guy who literally created his own custom spaceship for a bit, and what he did is he got these fighter jet models, and he took the main body and fuselage of one and just cut the fuselage off.
Okay.
And then he got a smaller version of the model, right? And he literally ground off everything but the swept wing, and glued the swept wing kind of up and over the wider swept set, and then filled in all the gaps to basically put the cockpit on.
Huh.
And then he filled it, sanded it, and painted it, and it looked like this super futuristic spaceship.
Some out of Thunderbirds.
Yeah, like it was insane. Just and the way he did it is literally the way I look for projects for kit bashing. It's like, oh well, I could use that and do this, and it was like make my own custom spaceship for less than $20.
Right.
And he did. He did an amazing job.
Or like, hey, what would it look like if I literally wanted to turn this action figure into Bruce Campbell from Army of Darkness with a chainsaw hand?
And
That's kit bashing.
yeah, essentially. And the fun that can be had from kit bashing is also something that I think kit bashing is for those people who are super creative. Like, I'm not saying that not everybody can. I'm just saying that the people who are going to get the most out of it are the people who are like super creative and can compartmentalize the parts they need. And
The
that,
ones who want to be a mad scientist.
yeah, or just have a lot of spare time and not a whole lot of pocket money. You know, because kit bashing is essentially get the cheapest possible things you can to do the job you need.
Well, I mean, Lego. That's Lego. At its purest form.
Yeah, it is.
Like, let's throw a Harry Potter set with a Star Wars set and see what comes out of it.
Yep, if you got Harry Potter with a lightsaber, you
They made a whole damn movie about that. They made 2 movies about that.
Yeah, that actually Harry Potter is Star Wars with shittier lightsabers.
Yep.
Still a good movie though. I
love
Potter. I love Star Wars too. So,
I love Lego movies.
those are hilarious.
Like,
Everything
one
is
of the
awesome.
best Batman movies was one of those, the Lego Batman movie. I will plant my flag on that mountain.
You're gonna die on that hill, huh?
I wouldn't say I would die on that hill, but I'll at least plant my flag on it.
I remember watching the first Lego movie, and that theme song just stuck in my head. And every time I hear Lego, like, I can't not start singing that song in my head. Like, I can't. It was great.
When we were at Legoland last year, they have a Lego movie section, and that movie, that soundtrack is just on repeat, but it works.
Well, yeah, especially if you're into Lego. So it's kit bashing is, and here's the best part. Here's another good little trick: is it's not limited to stuff you could buy in a store. I take these and I'll sit there and I'll cut them up, or I'll add some plastic doodads to them and turn these things into like storage containers.
Yeah.
That's kit bashing essentially. You could take something like this and turn it into something else and make it
The
look.
radar blaster from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
There you go.
So kit bashing is essentially taking something that does one thing and converting it to fit your needs.
Turning things into other things with more things.
Yes. And my wife just had a funny look on her face.
I think she's grabbing a visual aid.
Yeah.
Which would be helpful for us to actually have a model or a thing of paint that we're talking about.
Here she comes.
Yep, there we go.
Yep. That is technically kit bashing. And my wife, who actually
My wife.
painted this,
Outstanding.
she took 2 separate models and painted them individually and created this, because who
Mash them
doesn't
together.
want a dinosaur eating a zombie shark? Because I mean, it looks great. It's like dude went fishing and struck gold, I guess.
He's going to need some serious fiber to pass that, but
You know, it's a T-Rex. I'm pretty sure he's got this handled. I don't think that the fish knew what was going to happen.
yeah, probably not.
So essentially, kid bashing. You know. So yeah, it's be creative and see the object for what it can be. Look at its potentials, and then go from there. That's essentially kid bashing 101.
Yep.
Anything else to add?
Um,
Because this is probably going to be one of those other
One of those
shorter videos that.
shorter, quick fixes.
Yeah, it's only we've been doing this for 15 minutes.
Find a cheap source of minis to learn how to do this on. The
Little Green Army Men.
Little Green Army Men. Yep. Little Green Army Men.
You and I both go to the same source.
Honestly, though, it's like a bag for $3.
Yeah,
You can do a whole army.
and you can get if you kit bash them right, you're gonna have that one soldier who's got that double-barreled heat-seeking missile shotgun.
Yep.
The AK-97 double-barreled heat-seeking missile shotgun.
That just shoots like rocket
Shoots
propelled
everything. Shoots everything. Solid. Since we really don't have anywhere further to go with this,
Can't really do a visual aid of kit bashing because of glue drying times and whatnot.
Yeah. So special thanks to our wives who put up with our goofishness.
Thanks to Trolltooth Productions for all of the advice and support.
Yeah, yeah.
The Save Point for housing us and interneting us.
You know, special thanks to you guys for watching it.
For sticking with us.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anything better to do.
Then listen to two dads kind of give you advice on how to, just go be creative. And what's really funny is I find that a lot of people who watch our stuff are already creative people.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need our help.
Right.
Like, what we're telling you is nothing new. I swear we have people watching our videos going, yeah, but I know that already.
Like, no, get to some technique, dang it.
Yeah. That's something I think we've gone over a lot of different
We
techniques.
have.
Like, so those videos are longer, but it's just basically us having fun. So feel free to watch those. If you have any ideas of
Hit us up.
let us know. I mean, because there's probably something either we don't know or something that we can easily get a hold
the
of.
list of things we don't know could fill a big ass book.
A whole library, man.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff I don't know. How are babies made again?
How many kids do you have?
5.
Well, that's why you have 5 kids. Parking spot.
Yeah, right. So thank you guys for putting up with us, and hopefully you find us funny. Hopefully you find us funny.
We think we're funny.
Yes, that's the
important.
problem.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Okay, good. We're good.